Hello, ladies and gentlemen. This is the Daily Combat Podcast. A very warm welcome to you. This is Hollywood Matt Connolly with the double biceps. It is in the contract and legal requirement every single time we appear on camera. The co-host, co-founder, co-breather of air, co-wearer of clothes in this very room. It is, in fact, the master of disaster, the king of sting, the drum roll expectee. It is the mustache twirling, thunder lips, DFC ring announcer, the winner of the Dave Stockbridge of the Year award. It is, in fact, Dave Stockbridge. Welcome to your own show.
Well, thank you very much for that very warm welcome once again, Hollywood Connolly. Hollywood.
We're going to do it all again.
Hubbywood.
We rehearsed this and everything.
every week. But a spectacular introduction, as always, Hollywood Matt Connolly. I deeply appreciate all the time and the effort that goes into each and every introduction every week. But moreover, we've got a very, very special guest. And last time this young man was in the studio, he only had one of these, and now he has two. So, Damian, coming for that honey. Volar, coming for the straps, more like it. Volar, so welcome to the podcast once again. Double champ. How do we address you now? I don't know what the protocol or the appropriate salutation may be.
There's a couple, come getting around. People calling me Majesty, King Honey Bear.
King Honey Bear. I like that. That's
Your Excellency.
DFC 18. Yeah. Absolutely. So how has life changed since you've accrued the extra belt?
Shoulders are a bit more tighter and carrying all the extra that baggage and the heavy straps.
Yeah.
I think I weighed them together about 5.6 kilos.
So does this make weigh-ins harder when you've got to carry that? So is that an extra 6 kilos? You've got to...
I got to cut so I can have them for the photo.
And mate, a stellar performance again. You know, you seemed very much in control, especially in those final moments where you seemed to really fall into your timing and execute it beautifully at the end. Was that matchup with Gary Neugebauer, was that pretty much what you'd expected it to be, or because it was a little? Gary was an unknown talent coming into this bout. As a matter of fact, I think we said he was the mystery man for Australian MMA. Yeah,
no, who 1-0, and the one could not be found.
Yeah.
Oh no, we found it.
Oh, you found it?
Yeah, we had that a few weeks before the fight.
Oh, well done.
Yeah, we got to. Yeah, Coach Ferb's pretty good with.
Yeah. Dug around.
We don't waste no time, and we get straight to the research and Rich Banger Warner was obviously he was so bamboozled by he knew nothing. He was like, I knew everything we needed to know. Like, I was like, I didn't want to release it out to the public. I said, Rich, I'll show you later. Like, we saw it. It was nothing to be concerned about. So.
Yeah. So you had a sense that as to how, I guess for you fought under the bright lights of the DFC on several occasions. You've been over to XFC. You've fought within several promotions now, and standing, in as the main event and as the main attraction, and having all the eyes and all of the attention on you, probably gave you an advantage coming into this, as Gary wouldn't have experienced it. Certainly not in front of the bright lights and the grandstands of a venue like the Nord Oval, for instance.
Yeah, I think it's definitely case of being there, done that before. Several times now. It's it's nothing new to me. So I think that definitely helps having that more experience when it comes to like in cage time, and just his fight finished in the first round. I think about a minute or so in. So it's a great debut, but then also you don't really get much out of that either. So. And
you had renamed Gary No Power in the lead up to the event. How did it actually feel when you're in the cage? But could the power be felt, or?
Well, I'm sure it will be by his next competitors. But no, it was. It definitely landed some shots, but none to my concern. I never felt like I was in danger or troubled. No.
On Queer Street.
No. But
it's a stanky leg.
Stanky leg, yeah.
So tell us a little bit about the marketing side of things, because if anybody was present there at the Apex Sport Fest, you couldn't help but notice these T-shirts being worn by about, I would say, 2/3 of the people that were present.
I think
so.
Rich was handing them out.
As people were walking in, checking the tickets, handing out a shirt.
Here's your shirt.
You've got a massive fan base, and people obviously love what you're doing, really getting behind you and getting behind what it is that you're doing. You've really established a brand amongst the light heavyweights that I don't see anybody else coming close to replicating.
Yeah. Got a great support following. Behind me, it's just growing and growing each and every bout. So, definitely helps having the straps on the shoulders too now. But that was even before the belts. They were we're always coming in strong from just when it was just representation from the Element Gym to obviously now getting more sponsors on board and gaining a bit more, I guess, nationwide, bit more of a following, and people are starting to take notice and getting around it. So you definitely feel and appreciate the support from afar from many people.
Yeah, it is something that a lot of amateur fighters in particular struggle with, and that's accruing enough attention that it's viable for somebody to sponsor them. And you seem to be doing a great job with that. I noticed after your victory, I mean, most of your speech was taken up with the sponsors that you had to thank and the people that you had to thank. I mean, it's a growing list of people that are jumping on board the Pooh Bear wagon.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Did
I say the Pooh Bag?
Yeah.
And then
the Pooh Bag wagon.
the Pooh Bag. It's a good one.
But it's definitely I stole if there's any questions that you want, whatever you had planned to ask me in the cage, you can ask me today. Sorry for taking up. I took up all of your time, Dave.
No, it's all your time. That's the reality of it.
Wanted to thank the baby, thank the partner, and thank the sponsors, and I even forgot to thank like coaches and training partners, and like I had this other whole another spill. And then, after all that, I was pretty exhausted, and I was like, shit. Oh, what did I write down? I had a thing all written out and planned out to say, and I just totally forgot. And I was like, I was gonna rip off a bit of Connor's 2-belt octagon interview.
Yeah,
I had bits of that in there, and I think I was just too exhausted after that. I was like, it's too much. I need to go have my adrenaline dumped.
Be done with it. Get me out of here.
Yeah.
and so that is something that you'll prepare in the lead up to a fight. You post fight speech if you happen to be walking away the victor.
Yeah. In the recent ones, you obviously got to make sure you're thanking. Like you said, it's the little things like thanking the people obviously who support me. I guess it's part of the reason why they support me. Like it's a give and take relationship. I want to make sure I am a beneficiary to them as well, not just demanding products, finances, or services for free. I want to be able to give back to them as well. In many ways. So if, a thank you in the cage is the least I could do. So making sure giving them all that love that they're giving me in return, and keeping everyone happy. And
my favourite thing, I don't know, just to interrupt, but is when a fight ends and the fighter is exhausted, and you can see the team trying to put the shirt on the fighter, and it's like they've just gone back to a 6-month-old baby, and they just cannot get their arms through. They're covered in sweat, so it's all sticky, and they're just they're being suffocated by the shirt, and the announcer's trying to get their hand. It's oh, they're being attacked by a wet blanket of a t-shirt.
I think they need to you need to have a couple sizes bigger. You can wear the tight one out there, you take it off before, you got all the time, but afterwards, you need a couple sizes up, so it's just easy to slip on.
It seems to be, there's oh man, I should make a compilation of people just getting stuck in their t-shirt post-fight.
I've got 2 wardrobes. I've got out of camp wardrobe and an in camp wardrobe.
Extra large. Is that how it works? Or large, extra large?
Yeah, large, extra large, and then 2XL.
There's a couple there just in case.
It's ready.
So much has changed in your world in the last 12 months. So 12 months ago, you didn't have the straps. You didn't have a baby. Had you already started full time at Element as a coach at that stage?
I think I worked it out the other day. It was about 9 months. So 9 months ago, it was when I fully just quit my job. Just had enough. Said 2 weeks notice. See you later.
And what were you doing before?
Fighting.
Just fighting people at work.
Fighting my team leader.
So everybody's happy with the arrangement.
Just forklifting operator in a warehouse. And just I was just sick of working for the man. I was like, nah, there's more to life than this. It's like this isn't living. I feel like within myself, I feel like I'm destined for something greater than working 40 hours in a warehouse, making someone else rich that I don't even care about. So I feel like I was destined for greatness elsewhere, and I guess it's showing. Hopefully next time we chat, there's a third promotions belt on the table.
We're going to have to get a bigger table.
Yeah,
just give me a trophy cabinet.
I'm going to get rid of mine because this is embarrassing now. But so essentially, I'm really curious about your pathway, because I think it serves as a wonderful template for other young fighters that are perhaps looking to make a way to be to make their passion their full-time endeavour. And we've spoken about how arm wrestlers, if you want to be a professional arm wrestler, you've got to be a professional YouTuber first, and you just happen to be a YouTuber that also arm wrestles. And you've managed to weave a pathway here that others could well follow, because how did it come about that you ended up working full-time at Element as a coach? Obviously, you've been training there and working hard on the mats, but how did that natural progression just take place?
So I was already coaching a little bit. I was coaching the kids, and then also taking a couple of the adult classes already while I was training and working. And I guess between with Coach Fev, head coach, gave me that opportunity, and we obviously put a lot more classes on the timetable that I would run. So I've got my set classes that I teach each week, and that obviously gets me my some set hours.
And how has that impacted your own training now? Does it just make it easier because it's more convenient, or are you now finding it a struggle to work into your daily routine, even though you're at the gym?
It fits in fine. So I was already at the gym, so it was either be after my own training, or it'd be right before, and then I train afterwards. It hasn't really impacted it too much. I'm still getting my training in. Obviously, that's a priority. So as long as it's not affecting that, it's but it doesn't. So it works in fine. So
for you, it's quite clearly delineated that the priority is definitely yourself, and then the work is secondary within the gym. You first and foremost, you're in your mind already a professional fighter. You're training accordingly, and you're just working in whatever else is going on in the gym.
Yeah, same with private sessions and one-on-ones and all that. I fit that in around my schedule.
Yeah.
So that's not the priority. Maybe one day when I'm all washed up, I can be a full-time instructor and coach and whatnot. But while I'm still competing, it's pivotal that I'm prioritizing myself and getting the training in. It doesn't clash at all.
And how's your mind space now that you don't have the distractions of work? And whenever you are working, there's the boss can be giving you a hard time. There can be an issue that tends to work its way into the other pieces of your life. But now you don't have that. Do you find that it's easier to just stay in the right frame of mind because you're always in that environment?
Yeah, I think it definitely helps the mindset. You're always that's all you're doing now. That's all you're living and breathing. So. It definitely, you don't have to switch from, take out the light bulb of work, put your training cap on, don't, you're just, that's what you're doing. Yeah. And even coaching, you gain so much, just self-knowledge, and you start picking up on things when you coach something, you're like, I like that.
Trying to understand the technique.
It just makes you such a better practitioner, and
I just noticed your headphones might be
got one side flipped out.
Flipped out
on that side there.
Oh,
if you turn it around the inside, so you can hear. can hear from both ears. It's this new thing. Yeah, it should flip around. There you go. That's the way. And now you can hear with both ears. I thought you might have done it deliberately, like you know how professionals.
Yeah, you don't know.
Have one ear out.
Yeah.
It's like, oh, he's a pro at this now.
He's one of those
He's
guys.
got one ear like surround sound.
Yeah, he's capturing everything.
That's right.
There's half ear out for the baby in the corner just in case.
That's right.
And so in that period, so that 9 or so months that you've been working so much in the gym full time, you've got your mind focused. You're really you full time in that role, and it's really now we're starting to see those results start to move forward. It seems to me you've got a wonderful home life and now baby as well, and of course professionally things couldn't be working out better. I remember it seemed like just a short time ago where you declared, you know, DFC Dana, where's my strap? Let's get this going on. And a matter of weeks later, you came back to South Australia with the XFC belt, and then you know, obviously just a matter of a few short weeks ago, you've added the Apex belt to your trophy cabinet. It seems like there's a real trajectory that really kicked off in a big way at about that same time that you started just keeping focused on MMA.
Yeah, and I think it's sort of like, I guess, quite pretty crazy, Connor. You know, like it's just like that manifestation. You know, I'm not full, you know, one of those weird manifestation people that are full writing on their boards and being all, you know, crazy about it and having to tell someone that you're manifesting it.
Yeah,
but
like Matt.
yeah,
The board that's just sitting right there.
Just ignore that. Yeah, we're definitely not crazy.
But, no, but like you just in my mind I've set out I know where I want to be and how to get there, and it's just I'm taking the steps to get there. Like I said, I think it was like after that fight at DFC. We did that podcast.
Yep.
After or before.
I think the podcast might have had something.
I think
to
it
do with
was.
it.
That was the
pivotal
defining element.
moment.
The defining moment of my career. It's and then so I said I said I'm gonna strap season, and did started early with that that sort of that late notice fight for the XFC belt, and I was just I knew I was going to do it the next this year now. Coming forward, I was going to go out and get as many as possible.
When did you make the decision within yourself that you were going to go hunting for straps? Like, it's not now, the mindset isn't, just get my next fight, just win that one and see what happens. It was very definitely, I'm after straps. I'm not fighting, for fun. I'm not fighting for experience now. I'm fighting for gold.
I just want to, I want to be the best. I want to beat the best. I think the straps represent that. Certain promotions I won't bag them.
We can go for it. They don't talk to us either.
But no, there's some out there that just they handed them out like lollipops, and it's that grinds my gears a little bit, because I've earned mine. I've fought the fights and got on a winning streak before having the opportunity to have a belt title fight. But there's people out there want to know having, no offense to Gary there, but there's other promotions they're putting on like title fights for like two people that are both 1-0, and you're like, it's not really necessary. They don't need one. They need a few more fights just for experience in general. I think, but that's just that's fine. It rubs me the wrong way, but it also makes me do what I do. I use it as like that, fuel to the fire, and I'm happy to do things down the hard road. Yeah. Earn it.
Do all of the promotions now have belts in all of the divisions, or?
I think most do.
Yeah. Yeah. So what is next now for you? Like, it's you've got these two belts in front of you. I guess you're not really interested in fighting unless it's for a strap now.
Ideally it's to be other promotions out there to fight for a strap. That would be that's ideally what we're sort of after. Unless it's like a fight I really want, we'll take it, or just need to keep busy as well. I don't like to have long layovers, and I like to have that sort of light at the end of the tunnel, and something to work towards. Keep me extra focused and sharp. So if it's the right matchup, if it's not for a belt, that'll be fine. But I think really it's just want to keep adding straps to the trophy case. So any other promotions that want to put on a title fight, we'll think it'll. Yeah, I'm your man.
Yeah, and at what stage do you consider going pro then? Is there a plan for that at this stage, or is it just continue to build this reputation at an amateur level, collect some more straps, and really put yourself in a position where you can do things more on your own terms, perhaps?
No, there's already a plan in place for pro. Like there was even when I was planning out all this, like it was
Manifesting.
Always, it was always manifesting. it was on Hollywood's whiteboard
On the vision board.
It's the plan is it'd be either late this year or early next year. But so it's one of the things. There's no rush. There's you sort of know when the timing's right. I guess it would be like I guess when if there's no more strap to collect, or I guess they're gonna sort of run out of opponents sooner than later. There's not really too many people left, I don't think, in the light heavyweight division across the nation. This is an open call out for anyone that wants the challenge and wants the smoke, because I don't think there's anyone left. But you'd be surprised. There's always someone that thinks they can beat you, and they put their hand up, and then said it's when you get in the cage and they realise they made the big mistake. So,
and so is there an opponent that you think, I'll hang around in amateurs just to take care of that business before moving up?
There's one, but that's also there's also the one amateur fight that makes sense. There's also probably also going to be like a better pro fight, So it's like do we let that one brew and get that one as a pro fight? And
can you just start talking shit about each other now though? So build up.
Really build it up. Arguably there's there's not really that much.
And how much do you hate him?
It's all love. It's all love. But,
don't want to hear it.
I'd love to talk about the fight with Gary, because we were both present. We both saw the fight and your victory there, first round knockout. And we sort of had a bit of an analysing session last week with Rich Banger Warner. And,
there was some controversy towards the end there, with the stopwatch and.
Oh yeah, that's true.
Yeah. So we ran the analytics over it and got our forensic team to double check these things.
Which is Rich's iPhone, basically.
Rich's iPhone, exactly. And it appears that bout went about 12 seconds longer than it should have.
Oh wow.
Which is precisely the amount of time you needed to finish the fight.
Well, someone wasn't doing their job properly.
Yeah, I think they were stunned and they were like, and they're watching you win the fight. And they're like, you're supposed to ring. It's already finished now. Doesn't matter.
Too entertaining. No, I wasn't aware of that.
Unless there was time.
I think it was 2 seconds. But
was it 2 seconds?
It was 2.
Was it all it took was 2? Yeah.
It was just 2.
Yeah.
But
okay.
It wouldn't have changed anything. But yeah.
Yeah. I was going to say 12's a long time.
Yeah.
I wasn't aware.
It actually got me thinking. When he needed a bit of a rest there at one point, and he was retiring by the cage, and. After a low blow or a claimed low blow, I was actually right there, and I didn't think it was, to be honest with you.
I didn't see that.
It was like it was
in the thigh.
No, it was just like on top of the more top of the cup. Like it wasn't like a clean. It wasn't a Cyril Garn, John Jones sort of slap on the bottom of the balls. But no, it was it collected a little bit of cup, but it was at the top, like just below the belt, like so. Yeah. That's why I wasn't. It didn't take too much time. It wasn't that bad.
I thought
it hit the area, but it wasn't that bad.
I think a little bit of theatre and rest. I thought from the big man.
I think he should have taken a lot longer.
Take the 5 minutes. 4 or 5 minutes.
Because it looked like. This is what we were talking about in the fight. Is that because he was 1-0 and then coming into against an experienced veteran in a title fight in front of a big crowd. he looked decent early on, like he was moving well. His jab was landing. He was like, he had decent footwork. And then it looked like you sort of really gassed him by clinching, and you were wrestling against the cage for probably 2 minutes worth, and you hit the ground for a second, you back up. You go. After that, it was like he was real deep breathing, like he looked very, very tired. The groin shot, I think, was then, and watching it back, I was like, man, he should have really taken that 5 minutes. I think he took about 15 seconds and was like, let's go again. And it's like, but he's still, really breathing heavy.
Yeah, and he lost the snap in that left. And then, that's seemingly where you saw that opportunity.
It looked like this is what because I hadn't seen
This is what we theorised, by the way. Yeah.
I hadn't seen the fight since watching it live. And so when we were watching it back on the replay, I was like, I didn't realise that this is what you did to land that shot. Because to me, watching it live, it looked like you landed this punch like out of nowhere almost. Watching it back, it was like, Gary's throwing a left, like a jab, and then moving forwards, a jab, and moving forwards, and then he's gone to throw the jab, and you've thrown the right hand straight to his jaw before he could get that jab out. And I was like, he set him up for it. I didn't see it. So
yeah, it's I guess a lot of people to the naked eye, like or the casuals, they don't really
that was us. Yeah.
Well, it's different watching it live, like when you're watching it from perfect angles on the replay.
But yeah, obviously. Everything's calculated. I'm not out there going swinging.
What do I do now?
Swinging away. It's everything's calculated. So,
but was it that you had identified this is what this is the his rhythm? Yeah, his jabbing before jabbing.
Yeah, the movements. Obviously because he just kept moving forward, and like obviously he had to get into range as well because he had a shorter range, obviously. A lot more circumference. I didn't actually notice until after the fight when I saw him after the fight. But yeah, he might have an arm wrestling career.
Yeah, he might do.
It's some big arms. They were big.
Yeah.
I think they were bigger than my head.
Yeah, we were saying
they were huge.
At Apex, if the IFBB are there next time, well, at least we've got a contender there in Gary Neugebauer. He looked in fantastic shape.
Absolutely.
So I didn't really I guess it's part of my mental thing before fights. I don't really take notice of all that stuff. But after the fight, I was like, oh wow, they're actually they are huge.
Well done.
Yeah. But so I knew carrying all that muscle, you're going to be a bit slower, not as sharp. So I felt my jab was always going to land first because it's a bit longer and just keeping my range. So I was pretty much fighting on my back foot the whole round, just keeping him on my range and keeping him at bay. Obviously, credit to him, he did well and landed a couple of shots and stuff. He had some good dirty boxing in the exchanges. But like you said, I used my wrestling and just obviously not committing to the shots, but just getting into that clinch, and it's tiring when you're doing all that stuff. So, and then obviously against the cage, right before that shot, that was the plan for the rest of the round, just keep him there and keep tiring him out, and go to round 2. But obviously, that happened. Then we reset and. I didn't know the rule of the reset. That was weird. I was a bit confused because he's like, go back to the same position. I thought it was going to be, center of the cage.
Yeah.
But we obviously, restarted. But he was back against the cage. We weren't in the clinch, but his back was against the cage, and I was in front of him. So I wasn't aware of that. Wasn't
same position. So knee him in the balls again.
Yeah. I was like, we'll take it. And then obviously we ended up doing a bit of a pirouette. Anyway, I think we ended up doing like a 360 around the cage again. Anyway, before I just sort of felt, I hadn't let it really go that much. I was, keeping it pretty tight to my chin, just being, safe. Don't want to get any early shots come through that could affect the later rounds. So I just keeping that glued to my chin, and then I just felt like I haven't let it really go. I think I may have threw it twice in that round. So I was like, I'm just gonna let the right hand go and just moving back on that jab, and then just fell to it, and then. Let it fly, and obviously landed very flush.
His legs
turned his chin completely, and
it was a big chin.
Gary's
got a masterful. It was a good chin.
And, then just obviously saw him stumble, and then probably could have walked off just then, but you never know. You'd hate to have walked off and it not be because it wasn't clean out. Obviously definitely went out, but I wasn't one of those. Mid-air, buddy, they're already out. They're falling to the ground. So it was more of a stumble. So I had to make sure I get the finish. You don't want to let it go. So
but
made sure I look at the timekeeper and said,
Don't ring that bell.
Ring that bell. I'm gonna pounce on him.
You'll be next.
I felt it was pretty quick anyway. Obviously, as soon as I stunned him, rocked him, and then pounced on him pretty quickly and just landed only a couple shots on the ground and good stoppage. So.
It's crazy how tiring pummeling against the cage is, isn't it? Like you could do that. I mean, I know you guys do it as a warm up, but it's like you do 2 minutes of that, and it's like I'm done for the week. You know what I mean? It is absolutely. It's somebody's entire body, and they're fighting to get underhooks, and you're trying to keep your balance, and you're pushing, and then getting little hits every now and then, and it's like. 2 minutes with that, and that's where you could see after you guys sort of separated, and it was like, oh my god!
That's why I was focusing on the knees to the midsection, just really trying to take the gas, wind out the sails. I threw one up to the head, and it just missed. I was really wanted that one. I've got to work on my dexterity. So that was close. Keep them honest.
Too tight.
Actually, I haven't. Watched I've opened it and then I haven't really got I got into the intro and then I got distracted and with the baby duties and stuff and I saw it was like 3 hours long. I'm like, Rich. The last one with Rich. I was like, could you just put like little bookmarks of where you talk about me so I can just go straight to there?
You can ask him now.
And if Rich was here, what would you say?
Oh, that's a nice shirt.
Here he is.
That's a beautiful shirt.
Yeah. Oh, there he
Your
is.
shirt this week. I did last week.
Do you want to jump in, Rich? Do you want to do that? Or?
I'll have to get. We get the mic's just on the ground. If you want to chuck it in, we've just got to adjust
You can share.
Yeah, I think it's just on the floor. If you want to pop it up, I think you might have to. You'll work it out.
Still yet to listen to that one because it's so long. But if you can just go through and write down all the times that I get it mentioned, then I can just go listen to those bits.
I think there is. We went through fight by fight, so you could probably skip to your bit, which will be near the end.
I can't skip the intro. I always got to listen to the intro.
Yeah, that's the most important part.
And then after the first 5 minutes, I will go straight to the end.
Yes. That was good. It was great to go through the card fight by fight and to watch the replay back. Because as I said, I mean, we watched it live, but I hadn't seen, different angles and to watch that right hand. I was like, he set it up from the jam. And so, it was great.
Yeah, there's a couple of good angles of some videos and some like camera photography that are been taken. So, it's good to get those and see it from different angles. And
at what point do you start to watch the fight again and start to analyse the fight outside of the moment?
Normally give it a week. Just you just go back to rest, recovery, and just like spending time with the family and everything else. Normally just take that week off just to chill out. Then watch it sort of maybe then the following week and normally this 2 weeks after in that second week watch it with the coaches and we break it down and obviously what we did good, what we could do better, and so even with such a strong performance pretty much my last 5-6 fights all been pretty dominant strong performances, but we still we're not just pat on the back, cool, next one, we still break down and be like, just because you got to finish in the first round doesn't mean you didn't do things wrong, so we break down and really pinpoint.
Is there ever a disconnect between how the fight felt to you a week later as opposed to when you're watching it in the third person? Or does it always kind of bring you back to that moment when you were fighting?
You forget some things. It's obviously just so
forgot
much
that
going
one
on in the moment. Didn't even realize that you got hit there, or didn't realize I did that, or there's definitely moments that you just sort of don't really remember in the moment, but there's all in all pretty
as you thought, usual, as it felt is how you saw it. Yeah, very good. And so, what is next? What comes next? Is the phone ringing hot? Is the more belts? So, hang on. Is this an announcement from Rich Warner? Does Rich know something we don't know?
Take them all, right?
All of them. All of them.
Is it XFC you were talking about defending that belt? Is that correct?
That could be on the cards. Still, we're going to announce our next bout probably in the next couple of weeks. Just sort of between coaches and sort of management was sort of liaising. What's the next best move? Like you said, like there's you got to be a bit more like is cunning the word.
Wise, balanced,
Manifesting.
And is there a requirement for you to defend the belt within a certain time frame?
There's not really. I don't think it's like it's not as it's not UFC spec. There's no there's no contracts to be torn up or held to. But yeah, so just working out what's I guess the next best move I guess for myself moving forward. Cause we're, as we're going pro, soon, and it'll you want to obviously finish on a good run at amateur and hit the ground running at pro. And I mean, it's not really a big scary jump. It's just the next level. There's nothing really new. You can throw elbows. That's even better for me, for my style.
Yeah,
throw those elbows on the ground. So I'm actually looking forward to it. And more time. So I won't need that extra 2 to 12 second bloody time difference.
The 2 seconds we were talking about. The 2 seconds you found.
Did you check it out? Like
they just told me about it. Yeah.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
We're totally cheating for South Australia.
But yes, I'm having that extra time, and especially when you're on top of someone just wearing them out. Like by the time the second round comes, you've seen what I've done to someone in 3 minutes and how gassed they are. Like wait till the second and third round of 5-minute rounds, they're going to be so tired. So I'm already envisioning and setting up for that.
You do joke about your physical condition or your physical aesthetic, for instance, but each time I've seen you step into the cage, you've been in better shape. You seem to be turning up looking more and more formidable.
I have a painting of you on my screws all at home, and I just say that's inspiration every day.
You might be eating a quarter.
5 days Stockbridges, 6 days Stockbridges.
I'm Dave Stockbridge of the year.
That's right.
Every chance you get an arm wrestler.
That's great. He's going for the arm wrestling title as well.
You ever do any arm wrestling at all?
Nah. We were saying Gary might be good for that though later because he's big biceps.
Yeah. So we might be getting him over into the AWE. He's a crossover athlete now.
Right.
So Gary Neugebauer. Yeah.
He is already a crossover from being
Rugby, I think.
MVP gridiron.
Yeah, or gridiron.
That's right. Yeah.
Not his first love.
But yes, it's so you stumbled me there.
We were talking about Dave Stockbridge.
He's talking about what a physical specimen I am, and what an idol I might be, and an example to the other light heavyweights out there.
You're getting in better shape every time you turn up in the cage.
I felt it this time. Got the TFD and stuff on board now. I said at this amateur, we're amateur level, but I consider myself semi-pro because I'm doing. I said I've quit my job. I'm training full time. I'm coaching. I'm doing everything I'm probably doing more than some pro athletes out there. So, I feel, I'm fighting. We're fighting amateur at the moment, but you can see the experience and the way I conduct myself and as an athlete, and it shows in the cage like that I'm levels above. Like that's how I honestly felt. So, I think that's a big part of it.
Yeah, well, you said in your speech in the cage, you're too strong, too fast, you're training too hard, and they can't keep up with you, they can't catch you. That's your mindset now, and of course to get to that point, obviously takes a whole lot of support from not just the family and the gym and the coaches and those people that are around you, but the corporate sponsors. And from what I understand, the people that are really behind these belts, the people that really support the belts. Hey, there we go.
Is that why you put it there?
Product placement 101.
The big reveal. It's performance enhancing.
The tastiest soap money can buy.
Do not eat.
It does say that on the labels, but
Dave
definitely give it a nibble.
You did
it won't
eat
kill
it
you.
in one episode.
And,
Just one poppy
I survived.
seed.
Yeah, they're
Hey, mate,
good.
I've got a question for you, mate. After your last win, did you celebrate with any beers at all?
Yeah, we had a mini beers. It was good. We caught up with Josh Coolabah, and they were the
Oh,
Sydney
yeah.
boys, and we went out with them for a few drinks. So
Fantastic.
that was an awesome experience. You know, like he was a big inspiration to me. People like Tony Crusoe and stuff has been as well. You know, you see them on the local scene. Obviously, he's a local boy, and you know now he's killing it overseas. You know, he's making the moves. He's living his best life, living his dream. So you know, that's someone I strive to be like. And then same with Coolabah. You know, he's interstate, but he fought on DFC. I was there in the crowd that night, and he won that belt. And you know, I think it was a fight or two later, and he was, you know, fighting in the UFC, and the rest is history. And you know, look at him now; he's doing great.
Yeah.
You know, paving the pathway for, you know, that next gen of Australian MMA fighters. So, like obviously being able to obviously meet UFC star, but also someone I guess who hits a bit more closer to home, like just who's fought on your local promotion and then gone on to make it, and you know he's just very awesome guy. So it was good to have a few beers with him, and just down to earth and just chatting, and you realise that this is the pathway, and it's what I want to do. So,
well, Damian, I'm sure that in the not too distant future, other young athletes will be talking about their nights on the town after a big event with Damian Volar in exactly the same way as you've just described your evening with Josh Coolabah. So, Damian, it's been great to be some small part of your journey and to see your progression, and especially over recent times, it really seems that you've got this wonderful trajectory and you're really entering into a whole new realm. And, mate, thank you for allowing us to be some part of your journey and to share that with other young fighters and those people that choose to tune in every week who are now big fans of yours as well. And, of course, if people want to get one of these coming for the Honey Pooh Bear T-shirts, what do they need to do?
You can just message us on Instagram or come down to the gym, check out where we train, and if you want to jump in for a session as well, jump in and train while you're there.
People can train with you. Yeah.
Grab a shirt, start training, and
you do need the shirt before you start training. That is one of the prerequisites.
Train in the shirt.
Train in the shirt, and never take the shirt off.
That's right.
And people, if they do want to catch you on Instagram, your handle is
Pooh Bear MMA.
Pooh Bear MMA, and people can just send you a message. They can check you out at training. They can come along. They can get a one-to-one if they want to, and learn from the best. And it doesn't matter really what level you are. If you're just starting off, or you're the parent of somebody who's and you want to give that kid the best start in MMA, then you can help them with that. And if they're a more experienced competitor and they're just looking to get the edge and progress their career, you're somebody who can help them not just on the mats and in the cage, but indeed with the marketing, which you guys are doing a spectacular job with as well.
Yeah, it can help from beginner to advanced, and just we'll sharpen, give you the base, or we can sharpen the tools you already got.
Fantastic. I'd like you to sharpen Hollywood Matt Connolly's tools. Well, ladies and gentlemen, Damian coming for that Holly Volar has been our guest. Double champ. He's got both the belts. And
Did you walk down the street with these belts to get here, mate?
I did.
Hey!
Of course, the most highly coveted award of all. Still a few more fights. Still a few more fights to go. So there you go.
There it is.
There we go, ladies and gentlemen. One more time for Damian Volar, our champ. So, ladies and gentlemen, there you have it. Another episode of the Daily Combat Podcast to you already. So please continue to follow this man on Instagram. Understand that when you do, you're supporting people that are doing great things, not just here in Australia in MMA, but are about to explode on the world stage. I'm Dave Stockbridge. This is Hollywood Matt Connolly. Of course, that's Rich Warner over there. And we'll look forward to seeing you next time.
Thanks, guys.